What's up, you guys? Welcome back to another episode of Redeye Rehab. My name is Tim. So my wife Amber and I, we ordered something really cool in the mail and it finally arrived. Don't mind us too. We are setting up for Christmas. It is before Thanksgiving, but whatever. We do what we want in our house. So Amber's got the thing that we just ordered. We're so excited for it. What is it?
We got our lowglow kit.
Yeah, we're so excited for this kit. We've been looking at a lot of these kits online, and I don't know, I personally think that this lowglow kit is probably the best one on the market as far as how bright it is, all the functions that it has. So we reached out to them, and sadly they were out of stock for a long time, but they were able to put a kit together for us and they sent it to us. We just got it. So in today's video, we're gonna be installing the lowglow kit. So let's go ahead and check this out. Let's open it up and see what's inside.
Okay, first we have the front.
Cool. So this is really neat. They label everything because they come to spec on how long the light strips need to be.
The sides.
So here's the sides. We got front, sides.
The rear.
The rear. Sweet.
Kit content.
Good. Here's the instructions.
Oh, look how fun.
Stickers.
Stickers.
Need stickers. Adds horsepower.
Fruit snacks.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You can have
dessert
those.
for when we get hungry halfway through our project.
If we get snackish.
Yeah.
Cool.
Cords.
Okay, so here's the cords. Looks like these are different switches for the controller.
Remote control.
The magic controller right there. This is gonna be an awesome kit. We are crazy excited for it. So we will go start putting it on the redeye. All right, here's the redeye. So already got it up on these stands in the front. We'll get it jacked up in the back just so it's a lot easier to run everything under the car the exact way that I want it. So first of all, I've got to figure out where I'm going to run the wires, the switches, the control box, all of that. And a few moments later, just kidding, it's more like 3.5 hours later, the install is complete. Now that the kit is completely installed, I like to reflect and think, what are some things that I wish I would have known or things I would have thought about before I installed this kit? So right now, I want to go over some things that I think would be mindful for you to think about if you have this kit or any underglow kit, just to think about how you're going to set up and how you're going to run the wires especially. When you get your kit, this is inside. These are the instructions like we showed you earlier. And I really like the diagram. They're really easy to read and understand. So this right here is the controller box. It shows you kind of the power with the fuse, the switch that runs inside up here, and how these cables run down to your two light strips that run across your front bumper. Now, most cars, I believe anyway, have the battery on the driver's side of the car. My Hellcat does not have a battery here on the driver's side of the car. The battery is actually located in the back of the car in the trunk. Now, I could have wired it up back there, but I didn't want to. Plus, Dodge has some power terminal connections up here. You can connect into the power right here and then do the grounding right here. This is a rat's nest of wiring, which is a project I'm gonna get to this winter, just cleaning that up. I have 3 different light modules on this car, so if you follow my Instagram, you'll see why. Going back to the switch, so it's important to know where your battery is at because the cables that run for the switch into your car, I don't feel like they're very long. So if your battery is located here on the driver's side of the car, you can easily run the on-off switch down underneath through the firewall. There's generally a grommet that you can get through, and you can put the switch inside there where it's really easy to access for you to turn that on and off. But since I don't have a battery over there, I did connect power right here, and I had to run the cable down underneath, making sure that it was not running up against the motor or the headers. You don't want it to melt. And I was able to run the cable downwards and underneath right into here where I've got my switch right here. So this turns it on and off, just like that. I did not, which you can do, I did not, and I have not wired this kit to the fuse box. The kit does come with a fuse and some wires to connect it to your fuse box. That's something else I do want to get to doing. But right now it's just connected straight to the battery. So that switch there in the passenger side of the car, that will turn the low glow on or off. So let me show you. So we'll hit the switch right here. Now it's green and boom, it is on. Just like that. Something else to be aware of, if you connect your kit directly to your battery and not through the fuse box, your battery will be getting drained over time slowly. So be mindful of that. If your car sits for a while, it's gonna drain your battery and your car might not start when you go to start it. So in the kit, you do get this control box right here, and you see the numbers SP105E. I'm gonna show you what that is later, but this is the Magic controller. Here's what you can scan to download the app, or the instruction sheet also has for Android or Apple. You can scan these and download the app. It's called Magic LED. I'll show you that here in a second. But this is really neat and easy to follow. So this right here is the controller, the relay harness. White goes to white, red goes to red. On this side right here with the underglow, white, yellow, and red, they just go right in the controller. The kit does come with a little screwdriver. It's super easy to screw these wires down and make sure that they're not gonna come loose. So I've connected the power right here. One of my cables, the cable that runs from the underglow, runs down underneath here, down to the fascia where I've got it mounted inside right here, after which a cable comes out and connects to the two cables for the light bars that are glowing like this, and I'll show you that here more in a second. So being mindful of how you're gonna run the wires is super important. When you get your kit out, they instruct you to go ahead, pull it out, look at it all, power it up and test and make sure that all the light strips work. I would also obviously run the wires out on where the wiring harness is gonna sit and just get a really good idea of how you're gonna map it all out. Before I bought this kit, I did look at some videos online just to get an idea of how hard would it be and what did other people do to install it. I did see some people with smaller cars, they were able to run the cables from the light bar to the light bar up underneath their window, or excuse me, their wheel wells. I was not able to do that with this car because of how long it is. I wanted to because I thought it would look really clean, but the back of the light bar here with the cable that connects to the light bar right here, it's pretty far. And the cables that they provide, even though they're a really good length, they're not long enough for me to be able to tuck those up underneath the wheel well. So when you put these kits on, make sure when you're connecting that wire between the light bars that the wire is not rubbing up against an axle or your brakes or your spring or suspension. You don't want it to rub, you don't want it to get caught up or get pinched. So be really careful how you run those and use some zip ties and whatever you need to do to make sure that those wires are safe. I heard from lowglow that they're looking to actually get a different controller box. Apparently this one doesn't do everything that they would like, I believe, as far as customization and being user friendly. So looks like they're looking to update this soon, which would be really cool. They also indicated that the new one would be something that you could just swap out with the old one, and that would be super nice for people like us that just recently bought this kit. But I want to show you the switch, how that works, as well as the app, how to connect to the app, and what that all looks like. Right here in my Android, I've got the Magic LED app. So I'm going to select that. And then what you want to do is look for SP105E. You hit that, and that brings up the controller here. So you have different modes. I believe there's over 200 different modes. The standard mode that comes on this when you turn it on is this rainbow color, and you can speed it up or change the brightness down here. And so what I'll do is I'll just switch up the mode and you'll be able to see the patterns just change here. There you go. Yeah, so it counts down from 200. It's pretty awesome. And if you just want a solid color, I can hit red here. Boom. Green. It's pretty awesome. Go to auto. So there's all sorts of different numbers. You'd probably want to just scroll through it, write down your favorite ones. But I have not been able to find a way to easily go to number 150 without just scrolling back, which is a lot of button pressing. But you can hit the drop down here too, and you can just pick a red. Same thing as down below, or you can mess with this color changing option here. So a lot of cool stuff to do. I like it. I'm excited for them to get that new controller, so hopefully it has more customization and it's more user-friendly. Overall, I would say the kit took me probably about 3.5 hours to install. A lot of it is prepping the areas that you're going to be putting the light strips on. So I got some rubbing alcohol in a spray bottle with a rag, and I just went over everything really well, cleaning it. You want to make sure that the light strips are going to adhere really well to the car. I also believe it's important to install these kits if you can in warmer weather, because they're going to stick to the car better and easier than a cold surface. Now, as I mentioned earlier, my control box, the wires run down through here and underneath. I've mounted the control box up underneath here. So from that control box, there's a wire that runs from it that then splits into a 2-wire connection where you're able to connect to the 2 light bars right here that go around. Now, I don't know how well you can see it, but the light bar ends right here, and I've got a cable here that I've zip tied up against the side of the car with the plastic, then runs through the wheel, well, more so higher through it, making sure it's not touching anything it shouldn't, and then it connects down here underneath. So you can see that light bar across there, and then this one going up right here, all the way back. Now they're really specific in the instructions as well to make sure your light bar is running the right direction. And if you look on the light bar, you'll see that there's these arrows that are running. You always want the arrows to be running from the front all the way to the back of the car. And that's how you're gonna know that all the cables and the connections are connecting the way they should. Just to sum everything up, like I said, be mindful of where you're gonna run the wires. Look where your battery's at, that switch that turns it on and off. Make sure that cable will run far enough to the inside of the car where you want. And then also just make sure the surfaces are super clean, and make sure you're being very careful when you're running those connecting cables from one light bar to the next, that they're not going to get caught up in any brakes, the calipers, the suspension in any way. You just want to make sure that there's good clearance. I plan every time I do an oil change, I'm going to re-look over everything and make sure everything's holding up really well. Now that the kit is fully installed, let's go surprise Amber. All right, honey, it's done. You ready to go see it?
I'm ready.
Okay,
I can't wait.
Come here, follow me. I am going to make you close your eyes.
Okay.
And
When?
then,
Not yet. Tell me when.
No, not yet. And again, okay. All right, let's be good. All right. So on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3.
Oh my gosh. That's so cool.
You know, when we saw this kit, it reminded her, as far as how the lights can go, of Mario Kart.
Rainbow Road.
Rainbow Road.
That's what I
We gotta get the sound going to it. There's my jack.
Yeah.
There it is, all the way to the back. What do you think? Pretty sweet.
Perfect, I love it.
Here, I'll turn off the lights too, and we'll
Oh yeah.
we'll see how that looks.
Wow.
There's tons of settings, of course, but the rainbow one's pretty awesome.
Yeah, I love it.
Yep.
That is Rainbow Road.
Definitely happy, definitely happy. Lowglow did a great kit. By the way, they didn't sponsor me or anything, but I do a lot of research when I'm gonna buy something, and it is what they advertise, and that is sweet. So this kit was for our charger, I think it was 330 bucks. You can go to their Instagram, their website, you can enter in how long of light strips you need, or you can message them directly, and they will tell you basically what size you needed. That's what they did for us, and everything lined up just perfect. So highly recommend Lowglow. We're gonna have a ton of fun with this, and it's gonna be awesome. All right, you guys, now that we've got the Lowglow kit on our Hellcat redeye, there's one more thing that we've got to do.
Yes.
You know what that is? You know what that is?
I don't know, what is it?
We've got to go see how it looks on the streets. So first though, cold start. All right, you guys, that's it for today's video. We had a lot of fun.
We did.
We did. We absolutely love our Lowglow kit. If you haven't already, please remember, hit that like and subscribe button. It's a great way to support us, and we'll see you next time.
See you next time.